Okay, so this is not 100% the video I thought I was going to bring to you guys on Thursday, but I think it's really important to talk about, so let's talk about it. All right, before we get into the disaster that was my weekend of vending, I would like to thank you guys so much for joining me. My name is basically Bensky, and I do 3D printing content, I do lasering content, I do tech, travel, all that fun content, and especially helping you with your 3D printing business or other small business. So if you are not already subscribed, please subscribe to the video, like the video, and comment down below what kinds of things do you love about 3D printing or being a craft market person or a small business owner. I just want to know what things you love and what things you want to know from me. Let's get into the video. So for any of you who do not follow me on Instagram, which please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, that would be great. You guys didn't see what happened this weekend at a market that me and my wife were attending. We had kind of an accident, but it wasn't due to anything that we did wrong or really anybody did wrong except Mother Nature.
Why would nature do that to me?
And that's kind of why I really wanted to talk to you guys today, because I know that a lot of you are following me because we are talking about how to make money with 3D printing, but also just how to make money in general with you're doing these like craft fairs, markets, or what have you. And what's great is luckily I followed my own advice, and even though it involved a lot of high winds and rain, my canopy didn't go anywhere. My canopy stayed absolutely still. That cannot be said for the poor gal that was next to us. Her canopy did fly away. I had to grab it. Unfortunately, it did break, but luckily nobody got hurt. Myself, my wife, my very, very pregnant wife, by the way, and another vendor were able to grab it before it got too out of hand. And unfortunately, she wasn't even there. She was actually parking her car to take care of, her stuff or whatever. But I really wanted to show you guys some of the photographs and some of the footage that I took with all of that, and kind of give you guys a little bit of insight about what happened with us, kind of what the damage was, but also like what we do to prepare and reasons that we bring certain things to every event that we do. And I want to share this with you guys because I want to help you in the future, so that when you're going to your events, whether it's your first time, whether it's your 100th time, or whether it's somewhere in between, this is something that like you need to think about. And that's why we have a little bit more serious tone right now. But at the same time, like, it's still me. It's still me.
That's me. I'm skinny.
I'm going to show you a couple of the pictures. Actually, hopefully I'm either doing that around here or I'm just showing you some of the pictures that we took. There's only like 3 or 4, but you can see that there was a lot of destruction. Now, this was actually after the video that I'm going to show you. This is actually kind of almost a total destruction kind of video. And you can see that there are tables that are flipped. There's inventory all over the floor. And we were in a really dirty desert area. I mean, it's Utah, so of course it's like that. And not only were we facing 20 to 30 mile an hour winds, but it also started raining in between. And you'll see in the video, even like I'm covered in dirt. My face is covered in dirt and dust. My shirt is, and that was just because of the wind and the rain. And it's just insane. But let's get into the video, and then we'll talk about kind of some things, because I know the audio is not good because I was just recording it on my phone. So forgive me that the audio is super poor in this video. I don't have my recording stuff, and you might not be able to hear me over the wind, but this is exactly why you have everything to stake down your tents. We took off the top, but the tent's here. We did lose a table though. Yeah, we happened to lose the one table that had the biddies on it. So that's all here. This whole table just flipped. It's crazy. So maybe don't buy the wood sale, whatchamacallit, tablecloths. But, honestly, like, it could be worse. So, this is why I tell you guys to make sure your stuff's down, Here it comes, bro! Yeah. So, it was super crazy, right? We were luckily, when the wind really started picking up, and it was actually right after that gal's canopy took off, we were there, and I started to notice that the canopy was really shaking, and my brain was like, okay, hey, let's get the tops off the canopy so that they don't act as sails, so we don't have to worry about really holding it, because we had all of the stakes. We were double staked with those intense stakes that I've recommended to you guys before. I had buckets. That's something we'll talk about. You want bring extra buckets, and I'll talk about why here in a second. But we had buckets that had toe straps on all of the things. That canopy really wasn't going to go anywhere. I don't even think it was going to go anywhere with the top on, but it was just extra precaution. Now, funny thing, in that video, I have mentioned in the past, and I still believe this is true, that we really like those stretchable tablecloths to put over your tables, but it did act as a wind sail when that wind was coming. Couple things you probably could do if you're in an environment where you know there's going to be wind or a possibility of wind, is still get those tablecloths, but maybe honestly bring an extra rope or something to like stake it down with. Find a way to secure it to the ground if that's at all possible. I know I'm going to be looking at some options in the future. I think, again, what I might do, kind of like I just mentioned, is actually just get 2 stakes with like a piece of paracord at the very least, just to keep it from whipping out and hitting other people. Maybe it might not stop it from tipping over or anything like that, but I'm much more worried about other people versus, like losing inventory. Although the inventory loss is a big deal, and we'll talk about the total of all the inventory that we lost and kind of what happened from that. So let's talk about the buckets real quick. I had already thought with this event that we needed to bring like more weights to weight it down. And my wife, in fact, was the one who suggested, hey, should we make like concrete buckets that we can put like ties into? But we kind of thought about that a little too late in the week for this event. But I said, hey, let's just get buckets, and we'll actually just get like the 25-pound bags of playground sand, and we can just put those in those buckets. We didn't even empty the playground sand. We just put the full bag in the bucket, and then we were able to do that, which was a huge help. But another big thing, we had extra buckets, and this is not going to be applicable everywhere you are, but I think also you can be resourceful if you think about it this way. I was able to take those buckets, and where we were, there was a ton of big rocks, and I actually had filled the buckets with rocks. And so these were easily 50 plus pounds buckets now, because they were filled with rocks, and we were able to use those with the toe straps to bring those like into a good spot. And the reason I like the toe straps versus bungee cords, because bungee cords by design have stretch and give in them. So I wouldn't recommend relying on bungee cords to secure your stuff. In fact, unfortunately, the gal who lost her canopy, all she had were sandbags and bungee cords. And she had said she'd done stuff for 11 years. It's the first time that happened. That's great. I believe her. This isn't a knock at that, but like, I think she should have had stakes in there and some other stuff. But, that's the hard part is you can do events for years and never have issues. So you think you're safe. And the fact of the matter is you're not, and you need to prepare for those things. So make sure you're getting those really good high grade stakes that we talked about before. Carry extra buckets, maybe even with sand if you can. And because I know not everybody has a trailer like I do, so if you can just at least carry extra buckets, maybe you can find things to weight down where you're at the event if you're going to be worried about that. And I, again, recommend toe straps even versus bungee cords or paracord even, only because honestly, it's a time saver. You don't have to worry about tying and untying knots for paracord when you can just put a toe strap on there, you put the hook on there, you're good, bing, bang, boom, we're done. Conversely, if you really do want to do paracord, I would recommend just getting like big, chunky, like carabiners so that you can hook everything on and take it off easily and just keep it all separated. Personally, I have an abundance of toe straps, so I always bring those no matter where I'm going. Now, let's talk about the cost of what happened to us. And I want to apologize on the front end of this if at the end of this you feel like I'm trying to get pity.
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
When I plug the fact that I have a Buy Me Coffee link in the link below, and my Venmo and Cash App are in my linked tree. It is in the sense that, like, of course I would feel good about recouping some costs, but at the same time, like, it's just part of the business thing. I lost a lot of money. And we'll talk about the cost of that money here, because I think, again, it's something that if you're not thinking about, I want you to be thinking about this and how to recoup those costs in the future. So part of the thing that was really difficult was not only did we lose all this inventory in the dirt and grime, but that meant it was either had to be cleaned or we had to figure out if it was even salvageable, either because it got broken or anything else like that. If you look back on the video, you'll notice that I had helmets placed on the table. We did lose some helmets as well. We had some helmets break. Those are expensive for us. Like we lost hundreds of dollars of potential sales with those. The biggest kick to us financially was that this was supposed to be a 2-day event. This event did not even, it started, I think, for maybe 5 or 10 minutes before it had to be shut down due to weather. And that was something that they had made the call on. That wasn't even something that we did. We were trying to stay true and tough as best we could. We had 3 sales for $30 in that time frame. The people were troopers. We were troopers. Part of it was, this was the Light the Night Lantern Festival out in Tooele. So people were there wanting to be a part of that, and they had to cancel the whole event. Now, it was a 2-day event, and we had to make a very interesting decision, and it was a really hard decision, which is, do we come back the next day? The reason that it was possible, or we thought about it, was because the event coordinators let us know that anyone who bought a ticket on Friday was able to use that ticket for Friday and come Saturday. So they were expecting at least a 1.5 times turnout, if not double turnout, for Saturday. And so kind of their pitch was, hey guys, like, come back tomorrow, especially for vending. We're really sorry about today, but come tomorrow because there's potentially going to be double as many people, since we're going to let everybody's ticket be valid for tomorrow. The problem is 90% of my inventory was now covered in a layer of dirt and or mud. And I was going to have to make a decision, because I had events on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday the following week with not a lot of downtime. And so I had to make a decision with my wife, and we decided that we weren't actually going to go to Saturday, because the other thing was, the weather said it was supposed to be windy and rainy again. And where that particular, event is located here in Utah, it's already a naturally windy place. And so for it to be more windy with all of this dirty inventory, I just decided that we were not going to go to the Saturday event, and I was going to take the time Saturday to take everything out of my trailer and clean everything by hand, because these are 3D prints. I can't just put them in the dishwasher or put them, somewhere else. Like, they are porous, and I have to make sure that they're cleaned properly in order to not have water locked in and make them dangerous with mold or anything else like that in the future. So I spent all of Saturday, literally all day, from the time I woke up until 3 o'clock in the morning, I spent cleaning every little piece of inventory in my trailer. And it took a long time. And in fact, that's when I also got to see some of the inventory that broke, some of the inventory that was not savable. And in total, between what we assume potential sales would be, last year at the Lantern Festival, we made $1,300 on Saturday. So if we just even made part of that, let's say $1,000, we lost out on at least $1,000 of potential sales. And what I had to throw away in inventory, some of it I donated to my kids and some of the other neighborhood kids. But anyways, as long as they didn't care that it was dirty, that's all that mattered. But I probably got rid of another $400 to $500 of inventory. Now for us, honestly, again, I know it's going to sound like a salad sob story. That is a big deal for us, right? I don't have full-time employment. This is my full-time employment, and we still don't even do this full-time. We have a baby coming on the 15th. So many reasons. Us canceling on Saturday was a really hard decision, and so many reasons why it actually did feel more important to me to get all of the inventory cleaned up, because we had a huge event on Tuesday, which we just did, right? Today's Wednesday of the next week, and we did phenomenally. We did really, really well on that Tuesday event, and we had our event today on Wednesday, and we did really good. In fact, we are going to have our first Market Monday video on this following Monday, and we're going to be able to go through all these events. I have a break on Thursday to try to get some inventory back up. That's why all the printers are going, except for these two right now. But anyways, we'll get them up after the video. And then we have events on Friday, Saturday, and we're really hoping we're going to do really well because we once baby's here, we're not doing events for 2 weeks. Well, I'm not doing events for 2 weeks. My wife's not going to do them for months, but I'm not going to be doing events for 2 weeks, and so it really hurt. It really hurt, and so yes. To you guys, if you've made it this far in the video, first of all, I really appreciate it. And if you are willing and wanting and able to donate anything to the Man That Sucks Bensky Fund, like I said, the Buy Me Coffee link is in the description. So is my Linktree that has my Venmo and Cash App and things like that. You know, honestly, if you feel like even just throwing $1 at me, that would appreciate it. You don't have to throw anything. Honestly, watching the video, liking and sharing, and making sure you're subscribed is also a huge help. But I've also learned over the years that it's not weakness to ask for help, but it's also not your problem, you know? So do whatever you want. Roast me in the comments, whatever you need to do. That's what you need to do. So as a quick kind of recap about things that I would do in the future to kind of prevent this from happening, there's really not a lot, because again, the inventory flying off of the counter really kind of can't be prevented. There's not really a good way to do that, but I think there are good ways to make sure your canopy is secure. Make sure that your tables are secure, or as secure as possible. In fact, as I'm talking right this second, I've realized it'd be nice if I got like Kevlar sandbags that I could put over the legs of the table so that it could keep them from moving up. That could be a really good solution. And just making sure you have stakes, you have buckets. Get buckets. Harbor Freight's got buckets, guys. I love Harbor Freight, and if you guys ever wanted to do something, I'm here to do it. But Harbor Freight buckets. Again, I prefer the tow strap method. I do know tow straps are a little expensive, so get you some paracord with some carabiners, again, to help you take things on and off quickly, and just be forward thinking, right? I was forward thinking when I saw the wind come. Hey, let's get the tops off these canopies so that they don't become, you know, parachutes to take the wind forward. I am going to have a new list on Amazon linked down below of weather preparedness vendor essentials. I think there's going to be some good things in there because, you know, there's some other stuff that I don't talk about, right? Like, I don't need to get in depth about why a battery backup system is still going to be a good idea in a weather system. I'm not going to get into why having a tire kit and other things like that are going to be really good and essential inside of your vending kits, but they are, because you got to think about your vehicle, not just your canopy and everything like that. And lastly, if you do not have business insurance, please get business insurance. It covers all of those things, especially if you hurt other people, but it can cover other stuff. Now, we only have the liability kind, so it doesn't really cover our inventory, but it does cover other people if they get hurt. We are now obviously looking into full business coverage, you know, for the future, but, you know, we didn't do that. And that's, again, part of the point of this video. This is here to help you stay forward thinking enough to realize, hey, you know what I don't have? I don't have enough stakes for my canopy. You know what I don't have? I don't have a hammer. I don't have tow straps. I don't have a bucket. I don't have weights. I don't have, you know, I want you to be thinking of these things. I want you to leave this video and say, man, Bensky, thank you so much for letting me know about all these things so that I could better prepare for the future of my business, so that hopefully, even if the weather comes, even if the misfortune comes, you guys are prepared to handle it as well as possible. Again, if you've made it this far and you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the video, like the video, and please comment down below what are the things that you know, want to know about, you know, vending, about safety with vending, all those kinds of things, or just what other things you want to see. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. All of my links are down below. All of those help the channel. Again, the subscriptions and the liking and everything helps the channel so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'm basically Bensky. Mistakes make magic, baby.